Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Sunday, the 21st of July, 2024. Full React Day today, which was great, although we did have some unexpected stuff that happened right before my show started this morning, and I had to talk about it in politics, okay? Let's talk. Pretty good day. We started off today with a Level 1 podcast. Oddly enough, that started just moments after our current president, Joe Biden, in the United States announced he is no longer running for re-election and stepping down when it comes to November, and he wants someone else to run in his place, and he endorsed our vice president, Kamala Harris. So obviously I wanted to talk about that. That was breaking world news that happened just moments before my podcast started, so I talked about it right away. If you want my full opinion on that, it's literally like the first 20 minutes of my podcast from this morning, so go give it a look. Then we talked about various other topics of things going on, including my finishing the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC and my overall opinion and review of it, among other things, like also talking about me finishing Riven Remastered last night, or Riven Remake last night, actually. Then we jumped into DSP versus the internet over on DSP Reacts, and it was a great show with a good variety of topics discussed. You know, always a good variety of videos and things there. 2 parts are live, 4 more coming over the course of the week. So I certainly hope that you'll go give it a watch and enjoy. Tonight was very special to me because tonight we finished the retro react to Dark Souls 1, my original playthrough from 2011. And we actually got to see the rage quit, because the funny part about it is I always remembered everyone gave me shit saying I rage quit the game. We watched it live tonight, and literally it wasn't me, it was the audience who said it. They said, "You didn't rage quit that game. There's no rage to be had. It's more of like a resignation quit." And so what we did is we watched my review of Dark Souls that I did right after I had stopped playing it, where I literally say, the reason I'm quitting the game is because I feel like it's too difficult and too much work for the investment I would have to put into it to beat it. I'd want to play more games. You know, as a variety YouTuber, I had Batman Arkham City, Skyrim, and many other games coming out around that time period that I wanted to focus on. I didn't want to be locked up endlessly playing Dark Souls to beat it, because I really wasn't getting as much enjoyment out of it as I had hoped. You know, having to replay so many lengthy parts between bonfires and stuff just was kind of annoying to me. And I thought that I had explained it pretty matter of fact and pretty fairly. In fact, in that review, I review Dark Souls very positively and give it an 8 out of 10. Yet I remember distinctly in my head, that was one of the pieces of content that I put out that people over the years gave me a lot of crap for and started to hate me for. I actually said there's 3 things that people hated me for over the years: the Dark Souls rage quit and review, me playing Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 HD and making fun of the games constantly, including Kojima, and basically my ex-girlfriend, who they all hated, right? And so because of that, like, those are the 3 things that people used. Oh, that's the catalyst of why I don't like Darkside Phil, and that's what started popular opinion to turn against me during that time period, and people started doing "this is how you don't play" and a lot of hateful content towards me. That was the catalyst of it. And it's weird because we watched it back and I'm scratching my head. I'm like, I don't understand it. It's not like I slammed the game and insulted it. It's not like I actually rage quit it. I didn't really. It's just, it doesn't seem like, it seems like it's a misconception that's formulated over the years from something that literally didn't happen. And it's funny because you actually read the video comments, right? And some of the highest voted comments are from people saying, he's a casual, he's a casual, he's a casual, he's a casual. But then in the review itself, I outright say, if I'm the kind of guy that if I want to invest time into something, it's because it's competitive. Like if I'm competing for Street Fighter, or I'm going to play Call of Duty, right, and enter a tournament, then that's why I want to invest so much time into it, to learning it, because it's competitive. Dark Souls isn't competitive. So I don't care to spend all that time to invest in it to get good at it and beat it. I want to play other games. And people literally say, whoa, casual, casual, casual. Like, yeah, but that's not a bad thing. I literally said that in the video. I'm just not that kind of person. So it just seems to me like, again, there's certain games that had polarizing communities. And this one was like, if you're not a fanboy of Dark Souls, you're just a filthy casual piece of crap and we hate you. And that was one of the turning points for me. Dark Souls, Metal Gear Solid series, and my ex. Those are like the 3 big things that turned everyone against me. And it's crazy to think about it now, because now we're doing things like these retro replays, or excuse me, retro reacts, and we're kind of seeing it from a different perspective 13 years later. Like, oh, that's really what happened. Like, he didn't like this game that had such a rabid fan base, and that fan base turned against him. Then it happened again, and that fan base turned against him. And then eventually, he just becomes the laughing stock of the internet. Yeah. So anyway, it was great. We had a great time together. The Dark Souls 1 Retro React is now done. Really enjoyed doing that. Thank you to everyone who joined me over the last 5 months, because if you remember, we actually started like back in like, what was it, February? And we've been going back to it every once in a while, and now we finally finished it because I was doing the Elden Ring DLC. So what perfect timing to finish the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC yesterday and now finish the Retro React to Dark Souls 1 today. It was like absolutely perfect timing. So FYI, next week we start a new Retro React, and that will be the continuation of Mario and Sonic at the 2012 London Olympics co-op, which we did a couple times about a month ago. We're going back to it because guess what starts this week? The actual real-life Olympics. So now we can continue to watch that playthrough while the real Olympics are going on. I think it's 2 sessions and we'll finish it. Perfect timing for that, okay? Cool. So, great stuff. I hope you enjoy all the content. The only one bummer here, EVO is over, and they did not announce the release date of the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. It's not shadow dropped, and they didn't give it a release date. So now everyone's left scratching their head. Why did the ESRB rate it this week? Why did they have it EVO in full working condition? People ran tournaments on it, but they're not selling it yet. So it's driving people nuts because we don't know. And like, I wish I knew when it was coming out. I want to plan content around it. But now what we're stuck is with the dilemma. I'm done with so many games and projects. We have to have a new one this week, and I don't know what to do. So tomorrow, FYI, here on DSPGaming, we're going to do a few things. Number one, on tomorrow's podcast, it's our time to discuss what's next. Should it be a brand new game, a remake, bringing back a game? What's it going to be? We have to discuss this tomorrow and figure it out. Then we're going to resume Fallout 4 on that first stream. We're in Nuka World DLC. We're actually at the better part of it. We passed the earlier part that's kind of boring with the gangs. Now we can actually explore Nuka World, take out a bunch of enemies, solve puzzles, take it over, and you know, finish it up. So probably 1 to 2 streams of that to wrap that up, and then we get to the end of the game, which is good because I want to wrap that up. I don't want to leave that as a lingering playthrough. Tomorrow night, Stardew Valley. Now, being completely transparent here, I love Stardew Valley. I love the chill times we have with it, and I love the fact that every time I play it, there's something new going on. We had literally next to no support last time I played it. It was one of the lowest supported streams I've literally ever done. I can't have that be a pattern. So I hope tomorrow night, if you weren't able to make that last stream, but now you can make this new one and you can hang out and you can support it, please do. I'm nervous because I like the game. I want to keep it in the rotation, but I can't play it all the time if it's going to have those kind of really bad streams. So let's see what happens tomorrow night, okay? And then we'll play it by ear and we'll go from there. So tomorrow, podcast to determine the next new game, Fallout 4, Stardew Valley. Hey guys, thank you so very much. Great streaming day. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Peace out.